Chairman Kundadalew, and we already started. This is a war of liberation and defense. We still have areas that have not yet been liberated. They are still occupied by Sudan armed forces. That's why I call it war of liberation. It's a war of defense because we are defending our freedom, which we have earned after a long struggle on 9th of July. It's a war of defense because we are defending our resources from being looted by the National Congress Party regime in Khartoum. The response from the young people, I want to thank all of them, especially those who have reached SPLA centers in this country, that the response has been tremendous indeed, and I appreciate all the young men and young women. But surprisingly, there were widows also, like Rumbek. You saw widows who have turned up, and they've said their husbands died in front line, and they really feel that they need now to go and fight for this land. So the response is good, but the demand is still very high. I want to repeat the same appeal here now to all the youth in this country, that every county must contribute young men and young women that are ready to die and defend this country. This freedom can only be sustained by the sons and daughters of this land. The international community will never sustain our sovereignty. It's us to maintain and defend the sovereignty of this country. I would also want to take this opportunity and tell the Republic of Sudan that do not be exhausted by the National Congress Party policies of destruction. Indeed, it is not the National Congress Party. This party has conflict with the South. This party has conflict with the Nuba Mountain, with the Angasina. It has conflict with the Darfur. It is mistreating and creating conflict within Khartoum. So it is not called, it's no longer called National Congress Party, but it's a National Conflict Party. I want to call upon the youth in the north to renounce jihad, that they should not be consumed as consumable products by the regime in Khartoum, that there is no jihad anymore. What they need to do is that young men and young women in Khartoum and the whole population must uprise to change regime in Khartoum as the only way of stopping this war. Bashir will continue to produce terrorists that terrorize the whole country. And even the remaining part of Sudan is at risk. It might break up into many states should the National Congress Party continue to be in Khartoum. It is actually a threat to the existence of the remaining Sudan. My appeal also to Sudan armed forces, that you will be an army without future. Because if your commander-in-chief is a criminal, wanted by the International Criminal Court of Justice, your defense minister is an international criminal, what even weapons and ammunition, you may not even get them. So this army, the only future to the Sudan armed forces is to get rid of the Minister of Defense of the Rahim and get rid of the Commander-in-Chief, Bashir, so that they are free army. Otherwise, it will be a suicidal army, because the two guys who are commanding